Welcome Descendants, the Hotfix 1.0.4 is here, and in the patch notes they list a ton of stuff that they've changed already, which are all pretty much major W's in my opinion, but along with that they're also alluding to what is going to be in the big preseason patch that is dropping on August 1st. For all of that and much more, definitely make sure to stick around in the video. But before we get into all that, make sure to like and subscribe for more of the First Descendant content, along with a lot of other content for upcoming AAA games. You guys have been crushing the likes so far, so let's go ahead and get 30 likes so we can continue coverage for the First Descendant. But without further ado guys, let's get right into the video. The First Descendant Hotfix 1.0.4 dropped for me this morning, and right when I saw the update, I had to run to read the patch notes. So at the very top we have patch details and the content improvements that they're bringing to the patch. They're listed as follows. Module storage limit has been increased from 1000 to 1500. Cooldown for Vulgus Strategic Outpost has been reduced from 5 minutes to 1 minute, and we'll get on that a little bit in more depth later. Spawning time between monster respawn has been increased, and the reward amount has been adjusted at all Vulgus Strategic Outposts. Void Fragments will now drop when defeating monsters in Special Operations. There will be the most Void Fragment drops at the Special Operation Neutralize Void Experiment. One of the last points here is using Mark for Arrest item obtained from Special Operations will grant 10 times the usual amount of gold. When Mark for Arrest is used from the Consumable tab, it will convert 100,000 gold, and for a high value Mark for Arrest, will convert to 1 million gold. Below that, we also have a bit of the director's comments. With this adjustment, the reward amount at Fortress Outpost has been reduced. However, to ensure that Volby Run remains a popular hunting ground like Ambush Point and Refined Run, we have set the reward efficiency significantly higher than originally intended. We hope to provide numerous farming spots in the First Descendant, each with unique characteristics and usefulness to different Descendants. Instead of reverting Volby Run to its original design intent, we have adjusted it to offer similar efficiency to other high-rewarding hunting grounds. I'm assuming namely the Ambush Point and Refined Run that they listed before. Additionally, we have shortened the cooldowns for all outposts so that players can play them more frequently without deliberately failing and no longer need to search for outposts with shorter cooldowns by moving around the map. We have also added gold rewards to Special Operations and adjusted 4 types of Void Fragments to be randomly dropped, allowing players to choose and utilize various hunting grounds. Through issues like the Fortress Outskirts and Volby Run, we are learning what kind of playstyle our players enjoy. The experience of sweeping through and farming monsters is of significant value in our game. Your feedback and interests are what drive the continuous improvement of the First Descendant. We will always listen to your feedback and improve the game. So I want to say off rip, major W here. Let's start from the top. Module storage increasing from 1000 to 1500 is pretty cool. You don't have to pay the caliber for it, which is very nice, because expanding any of your inventories usually makes you pay caliber to do so. Here, they did it to us for free. That also means while farming, we don't have to go back and forth from our farming spot to Albion as frequently because we don't have to go ahead and sell or combine our modules in order to get more room. The next one is the major one everyone's going to be talking about, which is that every strategic outpost has been reduced from a 5-minute cooldown to a 1-minute cooldown. I can't tell you how many people this is going to help, how much time this is going to save if you're really fixating on one particular run. Now, I've been running rotations because there's always something to do. You either need gold, you're going to need an amorphous material down the road. I've been farming stuff that I don't even need yet. That way I'm covered or have more of it to start with in the future whenever I do need it. But for those people hyper fixating on whatever amorphous material or whatever drop they really need, this is going to help a ton, and I know a lot of people are going to love this one. The spawning time between monster respawn has been increased. I don't know to what level this is yet. I haven't ran a lot of farms just yet because the hotfix just dropped, but I'm interested to see the period of them not spawning as often as before and see how detrimental it is to other farms. Because something like the Refine Run would also be hit by something like this if they're not coming out as frequently. Void Fragments will now drop when defeating monsters in Special Operations. This is awesome. You don't have to go out of your way to collect a couple of extra shards if that's all you need in order to activate the Void Gate to fight big bosses. You can do it while farming your amorphous materials or your materials that you need from those certain outposts. And they mentioned that there will be the most Void Fragments at the Void specific missions, which makes the most sense to me. Although I did see that some of them, especially the electrical ones, are now hitting for 19 on the top resource that you can get for shards, and I believe that it used to be 16 to 18 before, although I could be wrong on that. That's why I was mentioning that it might have a baby buff that they're not really talking about. Let me know in the comment section if I'm right or wrong on that, but I just noticed that it's 19 and I thought that was a huge number. For the hard mode versions at least, because the normal versions still drop a lower number. The last one that they have here is the mark for arrest. I thought these were some of the most useless drops in the game. I've actually just went through and consumed all of mine, which does suck. I even did have a high value mark for arrest. So now the regular marks for arrest are 100,000, and then the high value marks are worth 1,000,000. Before, I believe that it was worth 10,000 and 100,000 respectively. And the high value mark for arrest, I've only gotten once in my entire time of grinding this game, and I've put a lot of hours on this mug. So that high value one is going to be a rare drop for sure. Overall, like I said earlier, this is in general just a huge W for the game, and I'm excited to see the reaction that the community is going to have for this. I know some people are still a little bit salty about what's going on with the Volby run farm, but overall, mistranslation's a mistranslation. What are you going to do, right? Now, after the actual patch notes for this hotfix, we do get a huge Week 5 update preview, which I personally was super excited to read. He says, along with the patch notes, we have prepared information about next week's update. Please look forward to it. And it starts with Sea of Emerald Ultimate Volby. Now, if you don't know what the Sea of Emerald means, every Descendant actually has a title that goes along with their name. So if you look at regular Bunny, it's the Speedster. And if you look at Ultimate Bunny, it's Maximum Power. And real quick, looking over at Volby's original name, it's the Shape of Water. And no, I'm not talking about the Avatar movie. He says, finally, the Magisters have completed the ultimate project for Volby. This ultimate equipment called Sea of Emerald has fulfilled Volby's long-held desire. It is a nanosuit that replicates Volby's former body color and texture. Although covered in a thin layer, Volby feels like we're gaining a long-forgotten part of herself. So it sounds like Volby's going to be having a skin-tight suit, which, you know, yeah, that. It also says it's going off of her body color and texture, so I'm wondering, is that going to be skin-toned, or is it going off of her original suit? I'm not really too sure on that one. But we also do get a sneak peek at Ultimate Volby's modification modules. Now, let me preface this by saying I don't even have Volby unlocked, so I don't really know too much about her abilities. I've just kind of seen them here and there, but we'll go into them here at the descriptions that they have. Spiral Tidal Wave replaces the Bubble Bullet, which was difficult to aim, with a projectile that flies straight. Spiral Tidal Wave attracts the impurities of Gluttony, making it an excellent choice for intercepting Gluttony. Again, not a Volby main, but if I'm recalling correctly, Bubble Bullet is the thing that ends up trapping them in the bubble, I'm assuming? Which now seems to be an actual projectile that flies straight forward, and they're saying that it's really good against Gluttony. So this might be, if the boss is hard enough, it has a high enough gear check, a high enough DPS check that not even some of the best players can crack it. Ultimate Volby with this Transcendent module might be one of the ways to get ahead and actually conquer the boss. The next module in question is Hydro Pressure Bomb. Instead of Plop Plop, which I believe is the one that turns the floor to water, it leaps forward and deals damage to enemies around the landing area. The more enemies in the laundry state, the more powerful the damage, making Hydro Pressure Bomb a strong finishing blow. Instead of diving into the water, leap joyfully forward. So it looks like this one's really going to be changing up her gameplay more than the last one is going to be, and it seems to be a big nuke that you'll want to be using on single target enemies. Overall, Volby mains in the chat, let me know what you guys think of the modules. Next on up is a new Descendant, Luna. The mad artist Luna has returned to Albion after a long wandering performance. Luna's synthesizer gun becomes more powerful when fired in rhythm, which sounds super interesting. Enhancing allies' abilities based on the performance, when Luna dances to upbeat music, allies' skill power increases, and when dancing to relaxing music, allies' mentality recovers and resource consumption decreases. Invite everyone to Luna's concert. Unfortunately for Vergus, which I think is supposed to be Vulgus, it will be their last stage, but Luna's performance is just beginning. Overall, it seems like they're making Luna into some sort of bard class, which sounds awesome, so I think I might be farming up Luna sooner than I thought. Luna herself will also be getting 2 new modification modules. One of them is Nimble Footsteps. Enhances Luna's mobility and amplifies the effect range of her performance, allowing for more effective ally support. So basically this one just seems to be upping the AoE area for her things that'll end up buffing your teammates. And then Noise Surge transforms Luna from a supporter to a combat dealer. Dashes towards enemies in rhythm, dealing damage to nearby enemies. When the inspiration gauge is full, summons a stage to recover mental strength and shields. Provide enemies with a terrifying musical experience with Noise Surge. This sounds awesome. This looks like if you're trying to solo farms or even do a little bit of solo content, Noise Surge will definitely be what you're wanting to run, because the only one you'll be supporting is yourself. But for something like a hard Void Intercept battle, I would definitely recommend keeping Noise Surge in the back pocket, because buffing your allies' abilities sounds like it'll do more damage overall than just buffing yourself. And then here we get a sneak peek at Gluttony. The mutated Devourer type, Gluttony is a giant that indulges in Void Energy. It is equipped with systems to mine void energy and cooling systems to cool the heat generated during this process. To counter Gluttony, you need measures to withstand its cooling performance and the judgment to exploit its greedy temperament. Intercept Gluttony and collect the new ultimate weapons and external components. So from what it sounds like, this is going to be a cold version of Gluttony that's got cold as its main attribute. So someone like Lepic or Blair sounds like they're going to be some of the best to be going against Gluttony. In terms of attributes, of course. And it says to collect the new ultimate weapons and external components. Now, the external components we touched on our last video talking about the big patch. If you haven't really watched that one and are interested in it, link will be down below. But I pretty much called that Gluttony will have his own set that he'll be dropping of external components, and it sounds like that will be the case. Other than that, I'm assuming when you beat Gluttony, that's when you're going to be able to activate the amorphous material in the little globe that drops, so you can get the new ultimate weapon, which is actually being mentioned next. And the new ultimate weapon is called the Peace Mediator. When mediation is necessary to bring peace to Ingress, the new ultimate weapon Peace Mediator is the perfect solution. This powerful hand cannon is effective even with single shots, but can unleash a burst of bullets to deliver powerful firepower under the right conditions. So there it goes, a confirmation that Peace Mediator, the new ultimate weapon, will in fact be a hand cannon with single shots, but can fire in burst under right conditions. I'm wondering what those conditions might be. Later on, they say that they're actually considering adding burst fire weapons to be fully automatic, so I'm wondering if they're thinking the same thing for single fire weapons. That way they're used overall more, because with the big stagger in between bullets, for the most part they just have a lower DPS than other weapons that are just spitting out rounds, making them less used by the entire community. Even though some of these single fire weapons actually have some pretty cool abilities and high percentage crit rates, which I think are pretty cool and unique. Next on up, we're also getting a new ultimate module called RK Concretion. This module provides RK Concretion effect, which increases defense and mentality when using skills but decreases movement speed and attack power. It is particularly useful for Luna and Ajax, and can be a good choice for players who want stable skill use. Your choices are free. Combine various modules to create your own unique build. So because they really outlined Luna and Ajax themselves, I believe the developers think that this might be a meta-defining module for them in particular, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the percentages are look like once this mod is fully maxed out. Up next, we had some balance adjustments. In the Week 5 update, we have decided to make balance adjustments for some Descendants and ultimate weapons. First, we are adjusting Volby, Blair, and Freyna, who use AoE as their main skills. We hope to see these Descendants more efficiently dominate the battlefield, creating large AoE zones and leisurely watching enemies fall from the rear. Look forward to improved performance from these wide range covering Descendants. To me, it sounds like they're going to be upping the AoE for them slightly. I don't think anything crazy, but it looks like AoE modules will have that much more use for these Descendants. Additionally, there will be improvements to ultimate weapons that enhance critical hit, damage, and chance. Enduring Legacy, the machine gun, Secret Garden, the tactical rifle, and Nyzestra's Devotion, the hand cannon, will be improved to boast more powerful firepower with critical settings. Personally, I was already thinking of building up Nyzestra's Devotion and going for a crit hit build, but with it getting buffed up, I'm thinking I might scoot that up further along than I was thinking before. Moreover, Greg's Reverse Fate, a tactical rifle, will be adjusted to activate its unique effect in more chances. We're also improving the functionality of single-shot weapons, allowing players to choose between single shot and rapid fire modes. Please look forward to it. Now, I'll tell you right now, I haven't used a single tactical rifle, not even once in this game. I could be missing out completely, or I could be making the best decision of my life. But what I do know about tactical rifles is with a rapid fire mode, I think even I'll start to give them a try now. And I'm sure their DPS numbers will go insanely high now that they're fully automatic as well. It'll be something that people have to test out for sure, especially with unique effects that they might have like Greg's Reverse Fate. Lastly, there will be more improvements for convenience to be included in the Week 5 update, so basically this isn't everything that's getting changed, there will be more. Plus, new cosmetics that many players have been waiting for will be out, so please wait just one more week. I will always be waiting for you in Albion. See you on August 1st. Thank you. Overall, man, this hotfix, everything that's included in it, including the stuff that they previewed for the August 1st patch, has me super excited about the game. Outposts will be able to be run a lot faster, shards will drop from the outpost, a bunch of weapon and Descendant adjustments here. I can't wait to see the full patch notes for the Week 5 update. Anyways guys, that is everything that was listed when it comes to Hotfix 1.0.4. If you guys did enjoy the video or found it informational, please go ahead and scroll down on the video and hit that thumbs up button and make that thumbs up glow, as it would help me out tremendously. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to catch you guys next time. Peace!